In doing all these things, we have universal strategies that we're going to be utilizing. These universal strategies, to share a few of them, is a great deal about innovation and creativity. And you get to innovation and creativity by how well we share our visions with one another, how well we join together to do common missions, how well we're communicating with each other, how much cooperation are we showing, and what's the collaboration when groups join together. The synergy of the entirety of the groups are much greater than the individual groups on their own. We're always going to have to be in the strategies of universally. We're always going to have to be dealing with short-term, long-term. When we look at a matter, we need to look at it from both a long-term perspective and a short-term perspective. And right now, we're looking at the 2-year window of this 2012 and 2013 as a transitional time to do what I call assessing. We're assessing what the situation is here in the community. And we're building an orientation program to get orientated toward where we might go based on how the assessment is. And then we're going to have to make some judgments collectively as a community. And for this, and the next window is a 3-year window from 2014, 15, and 16. And that's where we're going to make some judgment and take some actions to move forward in the next stage of the implementation of our master plan. Master plan is references going to 2030. So what we're talking about is a 2-year period of time, a strategy of assessment for 2012 and 2013, the first stage of implementation in the area of 14, 15, and 16, and from there will be the demarc to complete into 2030. We'll reevaluate and reassess and redo as necessary the master plan at the end of the next 5 years, because headed toward the 23rd. Things are changing, and as we do our assessments and make our judgments from as a community, we'll probably do things differently. I think that there's some of our strategies are just basic. Simplicity and leanness in the operations of the city. That's very important. Simplicity and leanness in all that we do. Everything is team-based, teamwork-based. We want to transform our present use of place and space. We want to take what we have now, which is many wonderful things, and we want to build on the strengths, and then we want to shore up if there are weaknesses. I think we're all about sharing. Sharing, there's plenty of power to share with all. There's plenty of credit to share with all. There's no reason to silo up in a community. A community that spends time together, works together, cares for one another. These are things that build the type of platform for achieving these outcomes, and that's an essential strategy. Transparency and information sharing. That's very important. We want to look at situations where you'll be able to access all the information we have through different types of communication. This could include such things as communication centers you could contact. It could include such things as a program that we would put on the website there where we could show you exactly what we're doing and show the metrics behind it. These things sometimes are called dashboards. The whole idea is taking and showing so you could see what we're doing in excellent planning, see what we're doing in economic vitality, and how we're doing with self-sufficient individuals and families, and how we're doing with public safety, and how we're exercising those good stewardships on behalf of your public dollars. We think that to do these kind of things, we need 100% citizen participation. We will have, one of the outcomes will be a citizen academy in the fall. We hope to invite citizens each year to come and participate with us in the citizen academy. We hope to have a number. We already had this like the first summit and community conversation on the airport. We're going to do follow up on that airport. Once we do these things, we will always do follow up on what happened at that session. We hope to have more community conversations, more outcomes, and strategies of doing community conversations. We are all about volunteerism. We think people should volunteer their person, their resources, to bring it to the table, to especially to help our library and our libraries, and make sure we help our recreation programs. Because with the limited property tax base that is allowed by New Hampshire law, to have the kind of library programs and recreation programs you need as a community in your eyes, I think you have to challenge and ask how you might provide that level of quality you want for yourself and your family and your children. Regionalism is very important to us. We want to be a leader. There are other leaders already in place. We are a leader, but we want to step up even greater. We want to be a champion for the Upper Valley. Lebanon needs to be the champion. We want to be that way. This might involve intermunicipal agreements and strategies. It might involve bi-state agreements across state lines. We need to continue to coordinate with state and federal on their projects. Currently, the state's withdrawing from our community in its resources, and so is the federal government. And that shakeout is occurring during this period of assessment, 2012-2013. One of the critical pieces in terms of our strategies is that the current systems we have, although the persons are paying dollars to the property tax system and through these payment in lieu of taxes, it's just the system isn't set up to capture all the value that's being created out of the efforts in the nonprofit sector and the for-profit sector, the way it presently operates. That kind of leaves you with a shortfall in trying to pay for the services the community needs. So we'll have to look at a strategy. We're going to have to look at new revenue and how new resources could be created and what would be acceptable to the community. We'll be looking at some short-term things like grant applications, which we have. We're very assertive on grants. We think that community foundations have a big role in terms of a strategy. All existing community foundations, and if there need to be some new ones. One of our strategies, of course, throughout it is going to be preservation and conservation. That goes to our natural resources, our capital resources, our human resources, our economic resources. These things are important to us in terms of preserving and protecting to be a sustainable community, giving more than we receive. That's just about as common sense as can be. The biggest thing I think to leave on strategies and what we're going to be doing is doing conversations. The things I've spoken about during this show were all spoken about in the 2 work sessions by the council and the department heads. They will now, that conversation has been extended to different community groups. There's a welcoming of this. I think there's a welcoming of people on the local level empowering themselves, empowering their community. These are difficult times, but we have the capability as persons, and we just need to kind of step up to the plate and bring what we have to offer to the table and engage in the collaboration. And most of all, I think we want to celebrate Lebanon, celebrate the Upper Valley, celebrate our sense of community and sense of place here. And I think the celebrations are going to be flowing this summer, and I look forward to those celebrations. But we need to celebrate all the time in all our strategy in achieving these outcomes. There's a good time to celebrate every time we do these things, because we know we're taking one foot forward to what we would hope to be a better preferred future in the community. You can see some of these matters on the websites of Lebanon. There shortly will be developing in our website specific references to the outcomes. We're going to have work plans on all these outcomes. So this is one more step along the way. We look forward to all of us engaging in this. And on behalf of the City Council, we hope you take a good look at these outcomes that we're about and give us some feedback and let us know what you think. And have a good day and continue to enjoy this wonderful spring we're enjoying. Thank you.